Hello, today we talk about the advisors. I don't know everything, it's still a new game, but I did beat the threat level 10, have done it multiple times, so maybe I have some knowledge that you don't have. So let's see, here are the advisors. So first one is the Phoenix, gain a 7% chance of your dead troops being resurrected. Well, this guy doesn't provide anything unique, it doesn't really do anything. Just gives you a little bit of extra value. So it's like very mid, not amazing. Then Branamir, increase max castle HP by 100. I don't think you ever wanna fortify your castle. That's not a good plan. Fancy Bird, troops are 20% cheaper to produce and their production speed is increased by 20%. Like this is good on boss fights, right? Where your army dies and you need to produce it again. But it comes pretty late. It's better to have economy specialists, so when you get to the boss, you actually have a better board, better economy. So I don't think this is great. Sophie adds more options to the research table. So with this you can actually generate everything from the research table. And if you don't find what you are looking for, you can recycle it for Dinari. So this is quite good, but maybe if you play this on lower threat levels, it might seem insane, since you can have a lot of flexibility with this advisor. But it's not that good in my opinion. It is pretty good though. Like you can force some strategies, you can get whatever you need, you can set up good stuff. But the research table comes online pretty late since you need to develop your economy first. So it's like a mid-game thing. It is very powerful though. Betty removes grain production buildings but grants a lot more Denari 40 upon completing a wave. So I actually haven't played with this one, but I would imagine it's trash. You need to sell the grain for money in the market. Pretty hard to play without it. You can do it though, but it requires luck, right? So a lot more variance. And it's not a variance you can like restart the run immediately. You don't know what's gonna happen, so you end up wasting a lot of time with this, I think. But these are of course very interesting. Gustav provides a 5% boost to the production of all buildings. This is obviously pretty great. Gives a little bit of more value, doesn't do anything special. Luanna receives starting units. Is it 3 militia and 1 brigade? I think the brigade has a lot of health. The militia not so much. Usually the starting units are really good, but I think this has a little bit too many, like 4. And the militia are kind of trash. They die very fast because they are melee, low HP. And you cannot really replace them. So it's okay. And Wise Guy, this is amazing. Choose 3 spells at the start of the run. So you need to survive early game to develop economy without building any units. And with this you can get like meteorites or some good spells. You can stack up the waves. So when you select what comes on the wave, you can put all same speed guys, three of them to the wave and kill them all with 1 meteorite, get a lot of value, even when you have like 0 units or couple units on the board. And of course you can pick some spells against some enemies, like the dragon. It's kind of hard boss to beat sometimes. Against it you need like the immortality spell, or banish is pretty good as well against it. You can banish your own troops when the dragon starts grilling you. Very strong advisor. Wise 3, removes wood-producing buildings. At the start of the run, you'll receive artifacts that provide you with various resources upon killing an enemy. So you get everything: crystal mask, wine mask, metal mask, and wooden horseshoe. So I believe they are, when you kill an enemy, you get 3 crystals. Is it 3 grapes, 3 metal, and 3 wood, I believe, as well as spells, 5 deforestation, and 5 fireworks. This is really good. It is a little bit of variance, right? Sometimes pretty hard to play. But overall, very solid specialist. Very solid advisor, I mean. Zeus. A random enemy will be dealt 1000 lightning damage at the start of each wave, so basically it kills one guy. The problem is that usually it kills like a small dude when you have like a normal wave, and if you try to build a wave where there's a big guy you can kill, so it would provide a lot of value. Usually they are not alone. There's like one big dude and one small dude, and you probably don't have troops to kill the big dude. So can you risk a 50-50 there? I don't think so. Like, if it hits the other dude, you lose the game right there on the spot. So I played a lot with this when I started to play this game, and it is not amazing. It's okay though. Automaton. At the start of the run, obtain 5 of each buildings. 3 small wheat field. Yeah. So this 2, 5 of each. Note, you will not receive buildings banned by other advisors. This is like really good. Especially good with King Leo the Wise that sacrifices the blueprints. But one thing to note is that in this game you wanna upgrade the barracks buildings. Like, for example, if you upgrade the Assassin's Temple, so the assassins get more HP, it's very powerful. And there's a lot of like combos you can do with the buildings, where you upgrade 2 upgrades on one building. So when you pick like wheat fields, the 1000 resources one, they pollute your pool. So now when you pick a building upgrade, the wheat field is there. If you haven't picked the card, it's not there. Then you can force the barracks upgrades. But so with this you get a lot more production without having to pick the big stuff. So very good. And if you need the like money, you can sell this for denarii, right? So that there's like 50 denarii on the blueprints. Then we have what? Unicorn provides you with 3 extra slots for spells. Don't think it's good. It's like a win more card. Comes online way too late, and I don't think the spells are that powerful in the higher threat levels. They are pretty good on the lower ones, since the enemies don't have that much health, so the spells actually kill a lot of stuff. But for example, on threat level 10, I believe the units have like 240% health, so it's hard to kill them with spells. Golem. Buildings are 10% cheaper to build. This is complete trash. It's too little value. Flunky. Receive an extra 10 denarii per wave. This is very good. I believe there's like when there's a trader, there's the prophecy, 3 waves, and a trader. So that's like 50 denarii between when the next trader comes. That's quite a lot of money. It's quite a good card. Court Harpy allows you to see all upcoming bosses instead of just the next one. Yeah, I think most of the bosses you don't need information to counter them. It like shouldn't affect your game. At least I don't know how to counter them. even though I have thought about it a little. Well, there's something like the dragon. You can pick up some spells and maybe develop different kinds of units, so you can have extra army in the barracks, stuff like that. Maybe try to get some high HP dudes. But seems very underwhelming to me. But maybe it's just, maybe I don't know how to counter the bosses. Then Felix, choose an artifact at the start of the run. Yeah, this is like, if you are willing to re-roll a run, like restart it, you can find some broken stuff. Something that comes to mind is the dead rat, 150 meat. It's kind of good with some heroes. For example, the one that summons a big unit for, is it 5 meat? And then there's 250 flour, which you can sell at the market for 750 gold very fast. It's pretty good. And then there's the gaze, that the center tile of the castle is always producing. And there's a lot of good artifacts. So overall, pretty solid advisor. Chester, at the start of the run, you'll obtain these buildings: Wheel of Fortune ×2. So this like a king dependent a little bit. Pretty good with King Leo the Wise. I played it a lot. So you sacrifice basically everything. Then you have these Wheels of Fortunes alive, producing you resources. But if you don't have any combo with it, this is pretty trash. Like, it doesn't do anything for your early game. Very underwhelming, usually. Wins. At the start of the run, you'll obtain a basic construction building. Yeah, I think this has the same problem that when you have like you put it on like a wheat field, you have the upgrade problem. So not that great. And compared to like the automaton, it's like complete trash, right? And you don't need both of them. Ether speeds up spell production by 20. So if like the spell strategies are good, this probably would be good, but I think they are pretty bad. But I do not have enough experience to evaluate all the spell strategies. I think I haven't played them that much. But I would think it's not good. Julian lets you start a celebration to boost all production by 50% for 10 seconds. Cost 20 lumber. Cooldown 100 seconds. Yeah, it's a pretty solid one. You always have wood. And then you produce more with the wood. But it's not amazing. You don't get that much resources back from it. Mushroom King lets you temporarily summon 3 Mushroom Men for 50 crystal, cooldown 200 seconds. So this is amazing. Like, actually amazing. It's like very good on its own, and then you can combo it with some of the artifacts. There's like the one that can re-summon spawned units, or that the temporary units last 3 times as long. And if you have a king that can provide you crystals easily, this is like very, very, very good. Even if you don't have any king synergy, so you need to find like a crystal field, it's still pretty good. So it's so good actually. Then here, Panther increases unit level up bonuses by 10. Yeah, not that amazing. It's a bit of a win more card, since it comes online so late, but it is pretty good once you get it going. But it's like better to focus on the early game stuff, because if your early game goes well, you just have a lot more stuff late game, right? So it's pretty hard to evaluate something that gives a lot of late game power compared to something that gives a lot of early game power that translates into late game power because everything you do is just a lot faster. Jaguars provides a 20% discount on resources and buildings at the trader. This is complete garbage. Like if we compare to the flunky, so this was like 50 denarii per between the shops, right? So maybe the resources cost 20 and the big buildings cost like 35, 40, and then the small buildings cost 15. So how much are you spending to resources and buildings at the trader? Probably like maximum of 70, 80, something like that. And 20% of that is not much, right? It's probably like 10 to 15 denarii, whereas this is 50 denarii, right? But of course you can combo these. There's like one more accountant. But I wouldn't pick this even with these two. So then manager increases base unit limit by 2. Well, it's useful, but like there's a lot more powerful stuff. And this is like a mid-game dude also. Since you don't want to be producing anything early on, you want to get the economy up. Silk Weaver improves a random tile at the start of the run. This is complete trash because the starting tiles are the two blue ones are together. So that's where you want to be producing. So the chance of this being like somewhere else that you cannot use with the two tiles is very high. So it's usually like pretty much unusable, right? Ember. This is super good. Provides a musketeer, 2 musketeers at the start of the run. So for example, this combined with the Mushroom King is pretty good. You can get a lot of damage at the start of the run. And then you can get a front line for them with the Mushroom King. So lets you survive early on, lets you focus on economy. Very strong advisor. Accountant provides 100 denarii at the start of the run. Yeah, this is okay. But compared to the flunky, for example, like during 2 sets of waves, you get 100 money. And when the first shop comes, you have 50 denarii from the flunky, right? And here you have 100. So I think it's very hard to have more value from the accountant compared to the flunky. It's very unlikely there's so much good stuff on the first shop that you want to be even spending all your money there. So I would pick the flunky over the accountant. Angry Eye increases spell damage dealt by 50. Well, this is same as the Ether. Probably would be very good if the spell strategy would be good, and I feel like I cannot evaluate it. But my feeling is that the spell strategies are not good, so I would not rank this very high. So if you like the content, like the video and go watch my run where I play threat level 10 with King Leo the Wise. And I have some more content for this game coming. Thank you.